Welcome to Z's and Threes.
For three for the win, yes!
Your daily fast break assist on all things NBA, giving you the latest scores, stories, news, and notes. You sleep-eye peep, thank you so much for joining me. Tyler Denning wrapping up Wednesday night in the NBA, day before Thanksgiving. So while all y'all were out working up your appetites for tomorrow, I was working through our appetite for NBA games. 28 of the 30 teams in the association were in action, including the top two teams in the West. Cleveland Cavaliers hosted the Atlanta Hawks, but it was all about the play of Trae. Anthony Edwards got something off his chest in the locker room post-game. Tell you about that. We can also evaluate some of the first teams to get to 20 games played. Plus, we reveal our guest list for NBA Thanksgiving Z's and Threes style. Let's get you caught up, but before we do, please do like and subscribe. 28 teams in action, everybody except for the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's start with group chat game of the night in Philadelphia, because the lowly Sixers were hosting the high-flying Houston Rockets. No Paul George, no Joel Embiid, no surprise. A late arrival for the Rockets coming off their overtime victory the prior night in Minnesota. Jalen Green, a slow night against the Wolves in that victory, but not tonight. He had 18 points in the first quarter. More on him in a little bit. 55-51, the Rockets lead at half. It was a 6-point Houston lead with 2:15 left. Became 8 after an Alperen Şengün offensive rebound and Amen Thompson layup. Ricky Council IV comes back, bangs a three, a Houston miss on the other side. Guerschon Yabusele, if you remember his name from the Olympics, playing for France, he had a career night. A lay-in made it a 3-point game, 60 ticks on the clock. With 11.1 left, a foul on Dylan Brooks on a Tyrese Maxey attempt from three is called. He makes all three, does Maxey. It ties the game at 108. The Rockets with a chance to win the game in regulation. Şengün gets blocked by KJ Martin. Overtime. Back-to-back overtime games for the Rockets, also coming off that late arrival. The first bucket of OT goes to Yabusele. A career night, as mentioned, 22 points. Maxey was the reason that Philadelphia even put this one in overtime, had 39, 10 assists on the night. Jalen Green gets fouled on the other side. He makes all three. Şengün puts the Rockets back up 2. Another bucket from Şengün. Then another bucket. It leads to a 6-point lead from Houston. KJ Martin makes it 4. Timeout Houston. Şengün draws a shooting foul, makes 1 of 2. Goaltend is then called on a Maxey layup on Şengün. Goes to review. The call is overturned. Houston had possession. Very interesting with that. Imminent possession. Who it goes to becomes Rockets ball. KJ Martin fouls Şengün, puts him on the line. He hits both. It's all about the big man from Turkey. You need to watch some Alperen Şengün. He is on the All-NBA team right now. Don't know which one, but he is on it. He had 11 of his 14 points for his team in overtime, 22, 14, and 7 on the night for Şengün, but it wasn't just all him. Jalen Green tied his second most points scored in a single game. He scored 41 tonight. He's done 42 twice, 41 4 other times. Rockets back-to-back overtime wins. They move to 14-6 now at that 20-game threshold. We will talk more on them in a little bit. The Sixers sink to 3-14. So the Rockets, the first team to 14 wins in the West. Could the Thunder join them? Well, they were going to have to get through the other best in the West, the Warriors, but without Steph Curry. This was noted by Steve Kerr as just typical load management for a player of his age and where they expect to have him back for their next game. It's a 16-point advantage for the Thunder after one quarter, but the Warriors trimmed it to just 1 point, hitting the start of the fourth. Jalen Williams, this is the big side story. We know the big piece for Oklahoma City, already without Chet Holmgren. Williams leaving the game with a right eye injury. So we will keep note of that and see what comes of Williams if he misses time. As mentioned, 1 point advantage, 3:51 left. Neither team would score for nearly the next 2.5 minutes. Finally, an SGA 3 puts OKC up 4 with a $1:25 left. After that, more Warriors misses. Hartenstein makes a free throw. A Draymond bucket cuts it to 3. After another Hartenstein free throw make, a Andrew Wiggins 3 cuts it to 1. SGA gets fouled. Usually consistent free throw shooter misses the first, makes the second. So it's a 2-point game. Timeout Golden State, 7.7 left. But mind you, no Steph Curry. Buddy Hield just fouled out. They don't need a 3, but two best shooters away. The Warriors barely get the ball in. Draymond gets it deep in the corner, has an insane over-the-top pass to Wiggins. Cutting gets a decent look. Luguentz Dort is there on the challenge. The Thunder hang on. 35, 9, and 5 from SGA, in spite of his 3 for 12 from 3. 14 and 14 from Hartenstein. We'll wait to see the news on Williams if he misses any time. OKC in sole possession of first in the Western Conference. But they continue their road trip. And how is this for Juicy? I love it when the schedule works out this way. They play at the Rockets on Sunday. So once again, a battle of 1 versus 2 in the Western Conference coming our way. Okay, these next two, we're going to call them from the jump games because they were over from the jump. Bulls, Magic, winners of 9 of their last 10. They led 38-25 after 1. It was 73-54 at halftime. A Batase block of Zach LaVine, both which had bad intentions. They had props for one another as it went to half. That was really the most interesting thing from this one in terms of competitiveness. Season high for KCP with 24, 31, 3, and 7 from Jalen, 1 of 19. Suggs, 21, 3, and 6 from Franz Wagner. Magic, 9-0 in home. 9-0 at home. There we go. Got that out right. 13 and 7 overall. Also from the jump, Clips, Wizards. After the first, 37-26. Clippers, 61-44 at half. James Harden, I don't think he was too pleased at being left off of my chef list for the year thus far. Yes, NBA Thanksgiving Z's and 3 style. If you haven't been watching, go back, watch the last 2 nights. Tonight we will be doing our guest list. But Harden making his case. He started cooking for the holiday early. He had 31 at half. Half of the team's total point scoring for that first half finishes with 43. It's his 102nd 40-point scoring effort. 4th in NBA history for such. The Clippers, who a lot of people left for dead once Paul George decided to go to Philly in Kawhi's continuing absence, but James Harden has kept this team and pushed them into contention. They're in the mix in the West, currently 5th. The Wizards, unlucky number 13 loss in a row. These next ones I classified as intrigue games. You will find out why. Let's start. Hawks, Cavs. Cavs, don't need to tell you any more about them. They're 17-1. They're 10-0 at home. How about this for a nugget? They haven't had a player on their team that has led the team in scoring in back-to-back games. It's the group thing over there in Cleveland. We will see if it's sustainable. I've asked for them. They a team that could potentially cross through the 70-win threshold? Well, got to win games like tonight. 64-61, Hawks advantage at half. Timeout, because the halftime entertainment, Joey Chestnut, yes, that Joey Chestnut was in the house to go against 3 others in a pierogi eating contest, and it was no contest for the glizzy gulping champion. He can down some pierogies too, apparently. 5-point lead back to the game. Hawks with 5:33 left. They push it to 8 with 2:30 left. Ty Jerome hits a 3 with a $1:43 on the clock to cut it to 4. The man who's in conversation for most improved, maybe 6th man of the year. But then Trae Young hits a logo 3 from half court. Yes, this thing was from deep. 7-point advantage, $1:23 left. A Cleveland turnover. Gongwu with a bucket. That would be all that was needed. Now, the conversation wasn't Trae Young just burying that deep 3. We've seen him do that before. He had an NBA season high for a single game with 22 assists. 20 points as well. What a night for the Jordan Brand athlete, Ice Trae, cooling off the Cavs. The Cavs lose their first game at home, 10-1. the Hawks, 8-11. They show at times that they can be a team. They have talent. They have a good coach. They just can't seem to be able to put it together for stretches. Teams play again on Friday in Atlanta. Knicks, Mavs. Luka missing his 4th straight. Klay Thompson out as well. Mavs, they've won 5 of their last 6 coming in. The Knicks coming in hot after that single game scoring high of 145 against Denver on Monday. They didn't miss in that one. They did miss tonight. 28-15, the Mavs in the first quarter, a 32-23 second set the tone, a 22-point lead at half. The Knicks did not make it close. 37 from Brunson against his old team. The Mavs, all of their starters in double digits. Najee Marshall with 24. He's been on a heater. 23 from Kyrie. 19, 10, and 7 from PJ Washington. They get 21 from Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench. 129-114 Dallas Mavericks move to 11-8. The Knicks stay on their win one, lose one road trip swing. They wrap it up Friday with a noon tip, Black Friday noon tip, local time in Charlotte. Take you down to the Lone Star State. Hook 'em horns. Yes, let's go Texas. Lakers, Spurs. Hottest team in the West against the coldest? Yeah, I don't know. Let's go. Old friends LeBron and Chris Paul getting together. It was a 58-47 Lakers lead at the half. The Spurs got it to 4 halfway into the third, but that is as close as it would get. The good version of the Lakers show up tonight. 7 players in double figures. 20 from Dalton Connect. 19, 14, and 7 from Anthony Davis. 16, 10, and 11, a triple-double, but with 5 turnovers from LeBron. You ask about Wembanyama, what did he do? Well, 20, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks from Wemby. Lakers snapped their 3-game slide, 119-101 victory. Heat, Hornets getting together in Charlotte. The injury report for the Hornets continues to be bleak. They're without 6 contributors, including 2 starters. This is a Miami team that Jimmy Butler had said is playing nowhere near their potential. Well, you need to jump all over a team like Charlotte from the get-go. They did, an 18-point Heat lead in the third, but the Hornets buzzed back. It's a 1-point game with 70 seconds left. Brandon Miller misses a 3. Moussa Diabate, offensive rebound. Tajane Saloon, the 6th overall pick out of France. He made a corner 3, part of his career best 17-point night. Charlotte, 2-point lead. That's what that means. Wild lead, swing alert. Tyler Hero, though, claps back with a 3 to put Miami back up 1, and then he follows up with a steal of a Lonzo Ball pass that takes him to the free throw line after a foul. First free throw attempts of the game for Hero. Very good free throw shooter. Missed the first, makes the second. Martin gets fouled on the other side. He misses the first, misses the second. So Khalil Ware, the 15th pick of the draft, rebounds and foul. He goes to shoot his first free throws as a pro. For Miami, Cooley knocks down both. Heat hold on for a 98-94 victory. 27-8-5 from Tyler Hero overcomes the 32-10-7 effort from our Thanksgiving pastry chef, LaMelo Ball. Still 6 more games to get to. As mentioned, it was a busy night. 28 teams. Pistons, Grizzlies. Is the most with less team the Grizzlies so far this year? You could give them a random fridge and pantry full of goods, and it feels like they'd still cook up a feast. They did that tonight. Memphis, a 27-point lead at the end of 3. No John Morant. They end with a 131-111 victory. 25 from the forgotten man, Marcus Smart. 19 from LaRavia and Scottie Pippen Jr. as well. It is nights like this that I do not get Detroit. No Cade Cunningham, but no Cade, no Blade, no edge. They played with no edge. Grizzlies, 12-4, 4th in the West. Blazers, Pacers. We know about the Pacers at home. They're 6-2 coming into this one. 2-8 away. Portland led by 5 after 1. The Pacers by 1 at half. 36-25 third proved to be the difference. 28-7-10 from Tyrese Halliburton. 5 for 10 from 3. Has refound his shooting stroke. Went 8 for 15 from the field. Siakam 29-24 from Mathurin. A 30-point night from Anthony Simons as the Pacers get their 9th win. They have a 770 win clip at home, but a 200 win clip on the road. That is a 570 difference between home and road. Nets, Suns. Nets trying to make it 3 straight on the road against Western Conference teams. The Suns finally get their trio together. They get that win in the Cup night over LA on Tuesday. It was 63 all at half. But Brooklyn goes big to open up the second half. A 17-3 run, a 33-21 third quarter. Brooklyn up 12. The Suns cut it back to 12 with 3:50 left, but they wouldn't make it any more interesting. A puzzling performance from Phoenix. Credit to the Nets without Cam Thomas. More on him in our injury update. 29 from Dennis Schroeder, 30 from Tyrese. How you gonna act like that, Martin? A career high. 127-117. Where Brooklyn at? Season best 3-game win streak. Player that's received his fair share of criticism, Ben Simmons, 14 points, 7 of 8 shooting, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. The Suns slide continues in the West. They are down to 9th now. They are off until Saturday when they host the Warriors. Nuggets, Jazz, a 19-point first quarter scoring for Jokic, had 21 at half, 30 at the end of the third. Denver had a 176 lead at the end of 3. Jokic goes for 39 and 7. Jamal Murray, 20 and 8 assists, 19 from Michael Porter Jr. Denver wins coming off that Knicks embarrassment, 122-103. They are 10 and 7, 7th in the West. Stay in the Northwest Division, the Kings, Wolves. Both teams badly in need of a win. The Kings have lost 4 in a row. It's been a combination of injuries, no DeMar DeRozan for this game tonight, and also their lack of a bench and production from such. They do have Malik Monk playing for his second game back, signed Jay Crowder as well. For the Wolves, they've lost 3 in a row, but we don't really know what ails the Wolves right now. They got Mike Conley, their starting point guard, back. He'd missed the last 3, but maybe needing that veteran presence. 38-24 second quarter has the Kings at a 12-point halftime lead. This game went wildly back and forth. The Kings go down 14 after a 12-point third quarter. But how about this flip in fortunes? The Kings score on 10 consecutive possessions down the stretch in the fourth. The Wolves go colder than their floor, and the temperatures in Minneapolis, a 34-18 fourth period, a 115-104 Sacramento victory. The Kings stop their slide at 4. They pass the buck to the Wolves, who have now lost 4 straight. Sacramento's lack of bench talked that second game with Malik Monk back after missing 7 straight. He had 27, 8, and 9. Sabonis went 27, 12, and 5 in spite of foul trouble all night. Big men continue to eat against Rudy Gobert. Just saying. 26, 8, and 8 from De'Aaron Fox. The Wolves get crushed on the glass, a plus 15 margin. They gave up 12 offensive rebounds. Do you think that the Wolves missed Karl Anthony Towns? Anthony Edwards, the always expressive interview afterwards, said, quote, "The fans booing us. That shit is crazy, man. We're getting booed in our home arena. That's so disrespectful. It's crazy," end quote. He also said, quote, "We soft as hell as a team internally. Not to the other team, just internally, we soft. We can't talk to each other, just a bunch of little kids," end quote. Both teams with 8 wins. Keep your eyes on Minnesota. What happens there? Final game of the night. Raptors. Pelicans. Been saying the Raptors record, it's not as indicative of the type of team that there are. Their point differential right now, more in the 8-9 region, not their 4 wins. Pelicans, it's been all about injuries. A 31-17 third puts things firmly in control for the Raptors. Another triple-double nearly for RJ Barrett, 22, 8, and 11. 119-93, the Raptors get their 5th win of the season. Pel season quickly going down the drain as they are 4-15. Heavy pour leading score of the night, 43 from James Harden. Now aim to our honorary chef for the Season 3's NBA Feast. We will unveil our guest list in house shoes. Stick around. come through, Harden. You can help cook up. Dunk of the night, Keegan Murray. What's going on with Keegan Murray? We don't hear his name a lot. Can he help Sacramento find that mojo? He had a mean bang out on NAW, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Jonathan Kuminga had a mean lane runner as well that he rose up on 2 dunks of the night. Performance of the night, I got to give a tip of the cap to Trae Young. Ice Trae, 20 points, 22 assists. If you're wondering, what is the single game record? Well, 30 for Scott Skiles. It was done December 30th of 1990 in a 155. Yeah, you think people score a lot in this NBA? 155-116 Orlando Magic win over the Nuggets. All right. Let's get to the juicy stuff here. Wrap this segment up and the 14 games that we saw as we have some teams at the 20-win mark. We'll jump more into evaluating those teams over the coming days, but who's gotten there and just a quick synopsis on what we at Z's and Threes feel. The Magic, 13-7, that's a for real team. Wait till they get Paolo Banchero back. The Bulls, they're 8-12, they're cooked. They need to be looking to trade. Pistons, 8-12. You know how much I love watching the Pistons. I love what they're doing there. I think that ceiling for them at this point is a play-in team. The Rockets, 14-6. My question, are they the best in the West? I could see this Rockets team finishing with the best record in the West. God, say that 3 times fast. Best record in the West. A treat Sunday as we get to settle that on the court. The Thunder against the Rockets in H-Town. Clippers, 12-8. How do we feel about the Clippers? Well, I think they're still punching above their weight class. I think that the ceiling for the Clippers, when you evaluate the rest of the West, is 6 seed. So that is a busy night. Gets us to the 20-game mark for those handful of teams. Wednesday, November 27th, on the precipice of Thanksgiving. All the teams will be off for Thursday, but action starting back up Friday and through the weekend. If you want to see all of these highlights, check out my social at ZZZ3ZNBA on Instagram. Injuries and news so we can get you to house shoes. I know you guys are waiting eagerly. Cam Thomas out 3 to 4 weeks, as mentioned, a left hamstring strain. I hate this for him. He's been balling a career high in points per game, 24.7, 14th in the NBA coming into tonight. The Nets can't like this either, as the rumor's been circulating that the Nets are looking to be sellers and look towards the future. Is Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, part of that future? That the one injury item. News-wise, Warner Brothers Discovery, who you guys are probably familiar with as the parent company to TNT, an article today over an investor lawsuit over their loss of NBA rights. The piece was on The Hollywood Reporter by Winston Cho. I will link in the comments below. You can check it out there. But after losing its live game NBA rights package to the combination of NBC and Amazon, the company took a $9.1 billion goodwill impairment charge that caused the company's stock to fall nearly 9% due to such. The lawsuit targets Warner Brothers Discovery for neglecting to disclose in financial filings the risk of recording billions in impairment charges. Warner Brothers Discovery had sued the league, but the parties settled, allowing Inside the NBA to continue to be produced by TNT, but broadcast on ESPN for the years moving forward. But interesting for Warner Brothers Discovery, its parent company of TNT. That, the news and injuries for the day. House shoes, you've been waiting for it. First, give you a kick check. What's on feet tonight in the studio? Nike Air Max 1, Nike by you, one of one, done by me. Okay, NBA Thanksgiving Z's and Threes style. If you are unfamiliar with what is going on, go watch House Shoes from the last 2 nights episodes as we revealed our chef list for our NBA Thanksgiving, who's been cooking up on the season thus far, and also what the menu was, main storylines of the season, 4 of those, and also the all-important side storylines on the NBA season thus far. Tonight, we unveil the guest list. And who will that comprise? Well, 6 guests will be invited outside of y'all. You guys are always invited. What do you have to do to come to the Z's and Threes NBA Thanksgiving? All you have to do is like and subscribe. So we will do a starting 5 plus a 6th man for our Z's and Threes NBA Thanksgiving guest list. Let's get into it. Our first guest, Kenny Atkinson, the first-year head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, gotten them off to a historic start for their franchise and a historic start for a coach in his first year with a franchise, and would love to just ask him about if he felt that this was the start that they could, what that assembled, talented roster, how much credit he would take, not that he would, but for the start that they've had in Cleveland and where he feels that this team could go. Next, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I've loved his attitude all season long, and he just seems like he would be a joyful, thankful person to have at the table. He's also been eaten this season, the NBA's leading scorer with 32.4 points per game. Next, Victor Wembanyama. We're talking food, so why not invite someone French who knows food and can be a better critic, because we need someone willing to be an honest critic of the food and send it back if necessary. And who better to send it back than the league leader in blocks? Those are our first 3 guests. Next, a little bit of drama. You got to stir it up a little bit at the Thanksgiving table. Sixers GM Daryl Morey. Who has had more drama this season than the Philadelphia 76ers? We will make the dinner table a safe space for you, Daryl. Feel free to tell all. Our next guest will be Adam Silver. And I want to ask him everything that they haven't done that I've suggested in house shoes here on Z's and Threes for the All-Star Game, for the NBA Cup. We could talk NBA ratings, why they have been down, the parity across the league that we've seen thus far. Is the new collective bargaining agreement with the second apron penalties working as intended? And also, are we going to get expansion franchises? All right, so that is 5. I've teased a special guest because we need somebody to host this whole thing. Whose house is it going to be at? Yes, we're going to invite a guest and then say, yo, can we do it at your crib though? Because who's got a better crib right now than Steve Ballmer? It is top-notch in every sense of the word, what we have seen coming out of Inglewood and Intuit, and Steve Ballmer would be the perfect host to keep the energy level high when that post-scrub-itis kicks in. Who is more energetic when he's watching his Clippers play than Steve Ballmer? So that, along with yourselves, if you like and subscribe, is our guest list for NBA Thanksgiving Z's and Threes style. What a night it was in the NBA, 28 teams, and a perfect juncture to wrap up some of the storylines that we've seen thus far on the young season, especially with teams hitting that 20-game mark. That gives us a better indication of where they're going, where they're at, and what they might be moving forward. The association is off for the holiday. We wish you the best of Thanksgivings. We are thankful for you continuing to rock with us. Myself, Tyler Denning, us here at Z's and Threes. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the show, please do. Help us get to 100 subs before the end of the year. We will take the break to enjoy time with our family. NBA will be back in action both Friday and Saturday. Z's and Threes will be back on Sunday to wrap up all the action. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you back here on Sunday. Peace.